Hello, people. How are you doing out there? First things first, my name is Kenneth Burr. My company is ILEG Technology Screens. I tell you, answers come in interesting ways. They do. You pray on something and think you got the answer, and you don't have the answer yet. You gotta wait and be still, see where this answer is coming from. So, we've got some orders that came through for the black technology screen paint over there. I got a few wonderful customers, which did change the course on where I'm going with the technology. There's a few moments of having a conversation with them at the end of the day that again resets me, recalibrates me. And this is why the Lord brings people into my life. This is why we're blessed. Because even if I start going up the trails a little bit and I go in this direction or that direction, Lord always recalibrates me, puts me right back where I need to be at. Every on time, he sends the most. We get the most amazing customers, and I do enjoy my customers. I do. I really enjoy having customers. I enjoy talking to them. I enjoy, about their lives and talking about things here and there. I enjoy my customers. I've met a lot of very cool, interesting people in this field that I've been blessed to be in. And despite sometimes things get clouded with the negativity because we deal with individuals who have just relentlessly tried to destroy our company. I mean, just all out doing Satan's work on every level you can possibly think of, trying to destroy our business. And I see where the Lord has brought these things to light, where he is now dealing with these individuals about what they have tried to do to our company. Which is a whole thing full of a statement on what. This is the screen paint right here. I love this stuff. Right now we are on our Epson LS800 projector. So Epson LS800, wow. Epson Powerlight S6 projector. It cost me, this projector right here cost me $16.25. But it's like having a TV in here. Yeah, customer, having this conversation with the customer put us in a different direction, a way of thought. And also too, for them just coming in and just having this conversation with us. This changed put me recalibrated, put me back. Everything happens for a reason. It was meant for us to have this conversation with this individual, who was also a Christian man at that too. He was a man of God. It was a simple conversation. That simple is what changed the course of everything that we were going to do. Well, basically, the company was going to convert to B2B. It was going to convert strictly to that. And now I see with this technology, like I said, comes in and saves people a lot of money. Because again, you got screens that do, that cost the customers a lot of money. Also too, for the YouTuber who went out and did the review on our company, thank you. I do appreciate it. Because I should have been more grateful about that. He took the time out, he did the review on the company, he did a great job at it. Our product did come up on top. We beat everybody else's product. We have ambient projection technology, that's what we specialize in, it's our field. And he did test the gunmetal technology, which we don't make. We do have a gunmetal version coming out, we have a gunmetal screen coming out. I'd be interested to send him down some other things that we had for free for him to test out. And to thank him again for doing the demonstration. He did the demonstration correctly, he did. So I appreciate it. That was an influencer that did it, so we appreciate that. But also too, we just don't go by the guidelines of feeling that, again, like I said, we'll be going to court for that one. A few companies would be planning to take the court. And we don't feel that Grace Screen can read contrast laws. It just doesn't do it. It is what it is. I'm willing to go to court, spend the money, review this. to have this conversation in front of a judge. Just don't have that ability. Got to tell the truth. The truth is what the truth is. I'd be like when you sitting there saying that screen over there pulls a 100% white level. That's impossible. It can't read a 100% white level because it's black. It doesn't have that capability. It has the capability to pick up a white level high enough where the screen doesn't become washed out, faded, or it doesn't become darker and impossible to watch. That it does. But bottom line is, say it reads a 1% white level, that would be a complete lie on my behalf. I didn't tell you something like that. That's why a gray screen can't tell you that. It reads 100% contrast. You don't have that capability. Also happy that it's Mr. Williams' problem is now going to be handled finally. And everything happened for a reason. Happened for a reason to allow Mr. Williams to go out and do the things he did. As Mr. Williams stalked their company, Mr. Williams sent tons of emails, letters, disturbing letters to the address here. He reached out and threatened people in this building. He went out and he harassed the owner of the building. He went out and he basically was sending threatening emails, also to letters that were coming to the garage. We have just so much stuff on this guy. The countless postcards with his half-naked body on it, which again falls under the guideline of porn. I couldn't state this enough, that bottom line is that anytime you receive or you buy any form of adult content, this has to be fully covered due to the fact it runs risk of basically a child or someone seeing this or picking it up and, you scarring their brain at the end of the day with this stuff. So that's why it's a requirement that everything is covered. Not only that, for the protection of the privacy of the child, what may run into this, but also, too, for the embarrassment, I guess, whoever ordered it, doesn't want people to know. But Mr. Williams felt the need to take his half-naked body, put it on a postcard openly, and send it to the United States Postal Service. If the Postal Service would have flagged this mail, the people who owned the funeral home would have gotten hit with a nasty fine. Everything happens for a reason. Everything has a reason. God was protecting the funeral home because, again, any one of the postal workers would have saw that, they might have flagged it. And you can't do what he just did. It's against the law. So, with that being said, I'm happy that the funeral home never wanted to get flagged or having any problems because of these letters that Mr. Williams was sending out using someone's address. I'm pretty sure he was talked to by the people in the building, as they claimed they talked to him, but he was not supposed to talk to. He was supposed to be getting ready to go to court. All that evidence we sent in was supposed to be getting ready for an attorney to bring it to court to begin the process of eviction, which they did not do. And because of the tons of mail we received from him and other people received mail from him, we explained to the building management crystal clear issues we were having with Mr. Williams, which they did ignore everything we told him about him, and said that we had a stern talking to, which Mr. Williams did not listen to, because we started receiving these weird postcards with his half-naked body on it. This is where we have a lawsuit. Because again, we basically did reach out to building management. We did explain to them the situation. They knew about the situation. They had the conversation with them. Sorry to bring Selena Bird into this because, again, she helped me out through this process and she was very nice through the whole entire ordeal. But we did tell her about the whole entire thing. We sent her emails also. And all she could do is just redirect us where we needed to go, to local law enforcement and so forth, which we already are doing right now. With Mr. Williams, we are already seeking local law enforcement. I have to go down today again with Allentown Police. We need to get another one done, another charge against them for the postcards and some other stuff that has to be done until we get that ready for court. Because we are filing lawsuits against the unit. We are. Even though they're going to terminate him from the building, even though he's going to be removed from the building, and they may file additional charges against him for basically what he did, because that's a lot of stuff he did. We are filing lawsuits against the unit. So, my sister's going to file suit. I definitely know the funeral home is definitely going to file a suit because their address was used without permission. And as I said before, if any postal service, and this is what I said, was meant to be. It was meant to be that, thank goodness, his business didn't get hit with this mess. Because if they had went in and flagged that mail because it was not supposed to go through like that, and they had looked on the back of that address, he would have gotten hit with that. He could have easily got a serious violation. He could have went to jail for that. Because they would have thought that he was the one out there sending off this mail. And Mr. Williams, you could have literally ruined this man's his business he worked for. You didn't think that you were framing another person. Now, a post office would have saw that, and if they flagged it, you know how much trouble you would have gotten that guy into? This is why it's very serious. It's extremely serious. And then there's the death threats we received, and then there's the emails about raping me at the end of the day. Yeah, this is going to cost some money. So we had legal contact with us today. That's what was on the phone call. It's legal. That's reaching out to us. This is going to get very serious. They have to get lawyers now involved in this. It's a bit of a mess. It's a huge mess. The managers are going to be terminated. They're going to lose their jobs because they failed to take care of the situation. And you're going to jail for a very long time. Pretty much out of this ordeal, you got life. So you destroyed your entire world. Monday morning, the people we have to reach out to, now we got them. Finally got someone to reach out, has more power than the managers. The managers were very nasty about the ordeal. We explained to the managers multiple times. We sent emails out to the managers. There were detailed letters that were written to the managers explaining the situation and activity of Mr. Williams. And the people in that building, those managers, chose to ignore these. We were actually talking to them back and forth. They never reached back to us. They never talked back to us. We explained for them, hey, look, we need the name of the attorney who's involved, so forth and so forth, to see some progress. They did absolutely nothing. Even sent them letters afterwards showing that Mr. Williams' activity had upgraded him, showing half-naked pictures of himself. And they said, it's not our problem, we have nothing to do with it. Yes, you do. If that's the case, then that means anyone can run a meth lab. Anyone can run a drug ring. They can do anything they want in there at the end of the day because it's none of your business. You have nothing to do with it. Yes, you do. Our attendance shows that he puts himself at danger, puts other tenants at danger. He's showing criminal activity or anything that breaks the lease. That's the reason why you have a lease there, to make sure you have people who stay in check. You can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do that. So everybody's safe in the building. You chose to ignore. Everything else comes with consequences. These people could have been in there, and other people could have been suffering the same fate we were suffering, that things were going on in the building. They were just ignoring it. Because I read through your reviews, and your reviews are awful in that building. So maybe it's time for you to go. If you believe in the cancellation prize, we'll file a class action lawsuit against all managers that were involved in the building who ignored this nonsense when it got out of control. And we still contact you, Mr. Williams, for sending out these postcards half naked. So you were aware of everything we told you, and you did absolutely nothing. And this is why this lawsuit is popping up in place against the unit. Now, they're got to do something about it. Lawsuits or not, they have to do something about it. They're going to have to, these higher ups, they're going to have to go in and execute. Getting that call from legal is what we should have gotten from the managers. We should have gotten a call from legal. We never got the call from legal. We never responded back. They didn't do anything at all, period. We're just sending emails. What were you doing with the emails we were sending over to you? You're doing nothing with it at all, period. Just humoring the whole entire thing. That's what you were doing. So now here by the whole entire thing, we can show the courts that you guys were at fault because you could have handled that situation and you allowed it to continue on, both units. So Leon Bird, the reason why I'm upset on that behalf, even though it's not her jurisdiction, she could have went and she could have contacted City View. It's not that far from you guys. You're still in the same area. And you say, look, we got a person of interest who someone contacted who was sending over some really, really weird stuff to their accounts and stalking their families and carrying on. I need you to look into this. You felt because it wasn't part of the building, had nothing to do with it, you did nothing. And you even spoke to the individual. When he told you, when he called you, why would he call you? He called you and said, someone's trying to say that I'm doing some bad things. What did you reply and say? You better stop or you're going to go to jail. Now, if you knew it was a point that he could go to jail with this, why didn't you contact the building and warn that this person was carrying on like this? You did nothing. So, if they find it at fault, low rises will follow. Will follow lawsuit against low rises also. They'll be hit. So, because the building is private, which means that somebody owns this unit, the city is basically, it's like getting a house through Section 8. You get a house, you fix it up, you register to Section 8, Section 8 pays you. That's how that unit works, which means they can get their funding taken out. Something like this? Oh, yeah. Got a guy in there sending up half-naked pictures. Some of those half-naked pictures ended up with a woman with children. No, oh, yeah, this is not good reputation for the building. This can get the building's funding canceled. Now, what's pretty much going to happen? Most likely they'll sell out of court. Because the chunk of evidence we have back there on this guy, and that's nothing. That's nothing compared to, I have to get on my computer right now, and I got to print up everything that came up. Mr. Williams, who was contacting our business, and it's roughly close to, I think, about 100 emails or more, where he was constantly repeating his contacts and threatening us, curse words, all kinds of stuff. It's a lot of stuff. And all that evidence is what lawsuits come from. It's an open and shut case for us. So we have to come to some kind of agreement on what they're going to have to pay us. Until then, Mr. Williams, you're going to jail. As I said before, I said in 2025, I said our company's going to rise in rank, which it's doing right now. And those of you who prosecuted our company, camera company, it's going to be an absolute, complete, horrifying nightmare for you. I saw these things coming. I saw you guys sitting in court before a judge. All of you that were involved. And some other ones who think that under the radar and haven't been caught. You have been already. There's no way out of this. There's no place to go. There's no way out of this. Committed these crimes, God's going to see it through. Mr. Williams thought he was hiding his apartment complex. He thought he could do whatever he wanted and was never going to get tracked down to him. We know exactly where you're at now. God made it possible for us to find you. We know where you're at. We talked to managers in your building. They did nothing about it. And you thought that you got away. No. These people who contacted us, these people are known for getting the job done. That's how I explained to the ones who said, no, don't worry about Miss Bird. These people, this woman you're going to contact, she is a person of her word. She gets the job done. And she does. We got a call from legal that came through. And she contacted legal. And she hasn't even seen the evidence we're talking about at all. This is how they take things extremely serious. She has not seen any of the evidence yet. We got the phone call initially from them, from legal, contacted us to speak to us. They have no idea the stuff we're about to show them. So now, when they see that evidence, what my attorney said, they're going to have to figure a way how to settle this thing out of court, because we can take a court and sue them for millions. We know you were contacting the owner and harassing him. We know you were contacting people in the building and harassing them to try to get them kicked out of the unit. We know all about that. Everything. We know that the garage over there, that you were harassing them. And Fernando, we know you were messing with the garage because we have an email from you that stated Ha ha ha, I know where you're at. And you put the address of the garage. We have multiple times that you have posted the garage. Mind you, this also involves Fernando. He's also going to be pulled into this because we have multiple emails from him showing up the garage, showing me in the garage, slandering counter. Oh yes, Mr. Fernando, you are going to be pulled into this nightmare too also. This is a black hole. You started at the end of the day. So anything that comes up, you get labeled for. ICE is coming to your property, so you know that. ICE is going to make a visit to you. Immigration. This is a different type of immigration. The immigration that deals with criminals who are not documented. Let me explain to you, Mr. Fernando, about how bad this is going to be at the end of the day. I don't care about the prison, so I'll explain to you. Your landlord, the reason why he doesn't want to be found, because he has undocuments. And that means at the end of the day, the sad thing about this is some of those undocumented are hardworking people and they have a right to be there. They really do. Unfortunately, Fernando went out and committed crimes while he was in the building. And these people, hopefully, they don't see them. They just come and get him only. Which chances are is probably what's going to happen. They're just going to come directly to him because it's an order that we had to put in for just him. And Fernando, if your wife is undocumented, that means she's also going to be arrested. They're not going to ship you to Mexico. They're not even going to listen to anything we got to say. I know this for a fact. They're not going to listen to happen. We have copyright violations. We have process servers come to your front door. The minute they lay hands on you, we don't even exist anymore. It's only their policy and their policy only. I guarantee you. Which means you're getting shipped to a third world country. And chances are it's going to be slave labor. Those are the nightmares I've heard doing the research on where they're taking these people. Where are they taking all these people at? We quote them of 3,000 people a day. Where are you taking 3,000 people a day from third world countries? That's what's going on with that back there. And that's where you and your wife is going to end up. You're going to have a slave camp. But this is a nightmare you made for yourself. You went out and you spread vicious rumors about my company and things about me that weren't true because you were jealous over our products. This is coming from a person 1 minute saying we're scammers, but next minute you're trying to be me. At the end of the day, you copy my specification sheets, you copy our labels, you steal my customers' pictures and claim it as your own. You copy our company's name. You do all that stuff because you want to be my company. You're mad. It makes you bitter and upset. Well, it's going to be time to pay. Everybody has to pay their dues. Now, when we get done and we go to court, I will explain to the judge how we know Mr. Williams. We know Mr. Williams because Mr. Williams knows you, Fernando, and you started this nonsense by telling him false information about us. He's still going to be charged for everything, but you're going to be pulled into this too by association because you triggered off Mr. Williams to make him believe that we were these rip-off artists and we're stealing from people, and that's what you did. And this is why you're going to be pulled into this. And because now you are undocumented, person, and we have a control order behind us through ICE. That is going to basically ramp that through the roof, which is now going to allow the ICE agency or agency, whatever they call them today, come to your apartment complex for your arrest, including the umpteen charges we have. And they have to reach out to me because I'm in those documents. So one of them is going to have to reach out to me. Even if we don't get the opportunity to prosecute you, and because they're probably going to ship you off somewhere, I'm going to explain to them everything we have on our end. So they're going to look at it like, oh, well, he is a criminal. Let's process him and let's ship him off to slave labor because that's pretty much where you're going. You and your wife. Now, if Mr. Fernando decides to get up and leave the unit, where's he going to go? Can't go out there in the street. They're everywhere out there. You don't even know which one or who's who out there because now they're unmarked vehicles or wearing regular clothing or don't wear their uniforms and stuff. You don't know what they are or where they're at. So he runs the risk of getting arrested. Everything added up. Showing off your toys collectors, anybody's a collector at the end of the day. You be buried with your stuff at the end of the day. I got two small warehouses full of collection toys. I don't touch them, nothing. They just sit in there. But would I sell them? No, they're mine. I took them on to collect all that stuff at the end of the day. Each one has sentimental reasons. I can't get that stuff out. Now, when I die, it's in my will that it goes to my nephew. He gets everything because, again, I'm not taking it with me and I don't care. Why I'm here, it's my stuff in the day. I do not plan to separate it from my collection. It's my collection. It took me years to collect all that stuff. So it's very hard for a collector to give up his items. The only time a collector has to give up his item, unless he's extremely desperate for money. That's the only way. And seeing what I saw up there, the tables, things thrown together, things weren't organized, you're trying to sell stuff as fast as you can because you need money. And the reason why you need money, tell me if I'm not in your head rent free, you can't go to that job. You can't go to that job because you run the risk if you walk out the door going back and forth, you could be pinched by an agent. Or agents with an S. So it's a high risk for you to be outside because anyone who basically is undocumented won't leave the house. Like I said, all those vegetables are going to rot out there, they won't come in. Either documented or not, they're not walking over there. No way in the world. They're grabbing anybody now. So, documented or not, they're not showing up. And because the people are not showing up to work, the system is suffering for it. Because they're not there. Mag doesn't want to go out there and pick all those vegetables, do you? You don't want that job at the end of the day. Then why in the world would you remove the person who basically does the job? And that means your produce are going to shoot right through the roof. Because again, it's going to be expensive because it's going to be rare to get them. Because there's no one out there to harvest them. Because you got rid of the people who harvested everything. Yeah, they made a big mistake. A lot of them are actually about to go out of business. You know, there's a whole entire livelihood. They're going out of business. That's it. They're going to be broke, poor, wrecked entire families. But again, you know, they did it themselves. But anyway, they're afraid to show up for work. So with that being the case, they said that California has a bit of an eerie kind of feeling to it because a lot of the immigrants that powered California that kept it moving and going are not there anymore. They're not coming back because they're terrified. When you look at these ICE raids, I wouldn't show up either. I wouldn't dare put my kids in a school in the United States. Oh, heck no. I'll tell you the truth, I'd rather just go back home. At the end of the day, if you're not even sending me back home, I am definitely going back home to my own. There's no way in the world you're touching me at the end of the day. You want to send me to a third world country that I don't know anything about? Oh yeah, I would definitely just leave and go home. So, with that being said, he can't leave that apartment. And he's going to need money. And he has no banking accounts, of course. You can't have bank account. You're not documented. You're not banking accounts. Or none of that. So, bottom line is, you're in a bad situation. You can't go get another apartment. No one's going to bring anybody in like that because, again, they're terrified about what's going on down there. They're charging people with, at the end of the day, that are harboring, or pretty much just keeping immigrants. Like again, on my behalf, I don't care whether or not you have paper or not. You're being an honest citizen down here, and you're working 95, who cares? That's the way I see it. I don't even care. You know what I mean? Because they're taking our jobs at the end of the day. Well, that's funny. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard in my entire life. They're taking your jobs. You know, ignorant bigots, especially brought that one up at the end of the day. Yeah, they're taking your jobs. The same job that you don't want to work at all, that now it's going to allow produce to shoot right through the roof. And yeah, you're going to pay $10 for an orange or $20 for an orange. It's going to be hard to get them. So you don't want to work the job. How about you go out there and work the job? You go out there and pick fruit and do all that stuff. Oh, you don't want to do it because it's hard work. It's the kind of work you don't want to do. But they were doing it. I swear, vote for Trump and most dumbest things I've ever met in my entire life. Don't even get me started on that freaking path at the end of the day. I literally done a forum site about that whole nonsense. Oh, you're not in there speaking now because of the situation about Epstein that's going on. Now they don't want to talk. You picked it. You stand by it. Don't be backing down now. But anyway, I'm in a forum site, a couple of political forum sites right now. I like to get into these debates. But anyway, so he can't leave. Bottom line is what it comes down to it. Tell me if I'm not in your head rent free. You can't run the risk of walking out there and going to that job because, again, you run the risk of being arrested. Heck, you can't even go to Home Depot. You know what they did to Home Depot. They're out there in front of Home Depot, parked out there in unmarked vehicles, waiting for anyone to pop up so they can snatch them. So you can't go anywhere. You're stuck in the apartment. But you got bills and stuff you have to pay. You got rent you got to pay. And then it's only a certain amount of time before the landlord gets spooked. And he starts thinking at the end of the day, you're going to have to go. Because I can't have them catch me here, catch you here, but the man doesn't know how much you brought back to the office. I talked to a few people about Mr. Fernando, and he said, wait, let me get this straight. He's undocumented, and he basically got an LLC. He got an LLC with all his information, his apartment number, everything right there for anyone agency to find him. It's right there. The only reason that they have not descended on that unit because they don't know he's there. But because of what's going on between Williams and all the stuff he did, yeah, they're going to know. There are a lot of agencies, every agency we have to contact involved in this mess. And they always ask us, how do you know the person by association? We don't know him at all. We're not friends with him at all, period. We don't even do business with the guy. We don't know him. We know him because of a YouTuber by the name of Jamie Fernando Gonzalez, who goes by Curl 1176, went in and they were friends and said some very nasty things about us to this individual who started his whole path going. So now under the rules of investigation, he is now, Fernando, he will be under investigation. Because they have to open this up. There's going to be lawyers involved in this. There's going to be courts involved in this. There's going to be a prosecutor involved in this. Because this guy broke some major serious laws, and now you're going to be pulled into this by association. Because you never went out and told him those nasty things about us. We'd have kept on going. We don't know Williams. Williams knows us because of you. So the new charges that I file tomorrow will involve your address, Jamie. And those detail in those charges will explain that you influenced Mr. Williams to attack our company. Mr. Williams, because of this, can't get out of this by saying, well, hey, he influenced me. But Mr. Williams, you're a grown man. You know the difference between right and wrong. You do. So because of that, you are guilty for everything you have done. And Jamie, tomorrow morning, which will be in a few, I'm going to leave out, come back in, go straight over to Allentown, and I'm going to file a new charge that will involve you. You go to court for this. I want the judge to be crystal clear of your information and involvement in this nonsense that we had to go through because you were jealous over paints. And when we talk to the judge, we'll explain to them you are undocumented and we do have a control order with immigration enforcement about you. So that way they can begin the process of bringing an agency or ICE agent to that apartment to pick you up. Now you can go scream racist all you want. Not going to work. So, other than that, I got my answer on everything. I got my answer when I prayed and asked the Lord, how is this going to be dealt with? How are these people going to be brought to justice? So don't worry about it. I got it taken care of. Everything is already taken care of. So everything you did led to this final moment. And the final moment you have now, you're going to spend the rest of your life in jail. Both of you. Or the other one, no, he's going through, God knows what's going to happen to him at the end of the day. They can send him over to that freaking nightmare, alligator, Alcatraz, whatever it is, it's going to be horrible. It's going to be a nightmare for him. But the other one's going to spend the rest of his life in jail. Mr. Williams, let me tell you the scope of how bad this is. The United States Postal Service, you abused them to send those postcards through. The United States Postal Service, if you're found guilty of any type of mail fraud, especially the one you have, is a 30-year prison sentence. You'll receive 30 years per offense, which means each one of those letters could carry a 30-year prison sentence. You sent these letters over to my sister's house. You used the funeral home's information without their permission, which is identity theft. That's additional 7 years on top of that. You did a lot of these crimes through our company online, which we can prove to the FBI. What you did is now considered to be cyber crimes. Cyberbullying, harassment, terroristic threats, we go on and on. Cyber crimes carry a 20-year prison sentence. You get hit with one of those one of them, either by me or my sister or the funeral home, you're looking at an easy 70 years alone just for the cyber crimes. With the post office involved and any additional criminal charges involving harassment and stalking and so forth, you could easily get 50 years. From one of us, you can get 50 years. And you're how old? You're 49 years old, right? Or 51, I think he's 49, he's 49 years old. 50 years is a death sentence right now. You're 109 years old, you're 100, sorry, he'll be 99. He'll be 99 years old. The average human doesn't live that long, they're lucky. So that means the remaining time that you have on this earth to enjoy this wonderful world, before you pass on to the next life, you won't get a chance to do that. Your time will be spent on this earth in a prison system. So, take all your information we have here. I'm going to go out. I'm going to send these pamphlets out, information out to legal, so they can have your pictures and everything in their hands, because we've got plenty of it to share. Your caseworker will be contacted. Since legal reached out to us, once we reach them, you're going to contact your caseworker. Your benefits will be terminated. We know that's on the door. My sister works for social. Used to be a social worker. She knows it's on the door. Your benefits will be terminated. You will be removed from the building. They may file additional charges against you because you did commit crimes in the building. So you have to go through that nonsense. And then there's us. What we're going to do at the end of the day. Because we're definitely following. I got charges following you already. I got 2 DC numbers on you. Which I'm going to go down and get those records, plus the additional one that involves Fernando's name will be in those charges. And this will be brought before Baltimore police. Now, I'll also be contacting Fernando for your behalf of that. I'll be contacting the police in California, explaining the situation we had about your connection with you and Williams, and you two know each other. He talks about you quite fondly in emails, a lot of emails. So, with that being said, that's the end of it. Monday morning, it begins. We reach out to us Monday morning. We'll explain to legal everything that they need to know. They have no idea the bulk of how big this is or how this guy carried on. He was sending us tons of mail over in the garage. All kinds of stuff. We have found duplicated accounts. Don't bother cleaning it up. We got all that stuff on you. We got duplicated accounts that he was making on YouTube of our company's business inside of the Unity Team, just stalking us like crazy. And you constantly kept saying in your YouTube videos that I was a scammer, a rip-off artist, and a thief. I got your entire page all documented. It means you try to damage defamation. There's defamation lawsuits that will be filed against you in the building. Because you were in the building the entire time committing all these crimes. These lawsuits are heavy. These are big lawsuits. And that building's going to turn around and they're going to file charges against you also. So they don't know how big it is. They really don't. But they took it seriously. They took it seriously. So that one conversation we had with them, explaining the situation to them, and this is mind you, an answering service that we left this information on, they had legal reach out to us right away about this situation. They take it very seriously. And the woman who basically set it up for us to speak to these people was not playing around. She was not joking. We told her the problems that we were having with this individual, the building management that ignored this nonsense, these letters that were going out to my sister's place and where her kids are at. They took it very seriously. That was legal on the other side. When I picked up the phone and I heard, because I missed the call, and we called back and we found it was legal, I was like, oh shoot, these people are not playing around. They're not. And they have no idea how bad this is. When we send over all that information, imagine a judge seeing a bulk of that mail. And mind you, Mr. Williams, your fingerprints are in the inside of those envelopes. We have voice recordings of you contacting the office, including the previous one that we had where you were trying to get me a YouTube live stream to try to slander me, and we had several people in the office that heard you talking and carrying on and acting up. I spent a lot of time in jail. Again, he's going to jail for a long time. So, everything was done. We got our confirmation on what we need to do, on how we want to do our business. The Lord gave me that. There were 3 wonderful customers. And they didn't talk anything about what we were planning or nothing. They just talked about their screens and stuff like that and what they were doing, stuff like that. Usual conversations I have with my customers. And that made me at the end of the day say, you know what, you gotta do better with this technology. We gotta ignore this nonsense, let the Lord handle it, and that's why we put it in God's hands. God will bring you justice. Did he not do what he's supposed to do? Did he not bring the individuals to justice? Jamie thought he was hiding behind hiding behind it all and spreading rumors. No one will know. It'll never get back to me. God saw what you did. God saw everything you did. So if you know that your Lord in heaven saw everything you did, how do you think you're going to get away with it? There you go. Mr. Williams, Rogers, at the end of the year, when I'm done with these individuals, I'll be filing a class action lawsuit in federal court against you for using my face without my permission. Because I did not give you permission to take my face, paste it to your YouTube channel, and call me a scammer or rip-off artist that I was stealing and robbing from people. I have multiple, not emails, but multiple YouTube videos of showing you slander in my face. And yes, we're suing Mr. Rogers for about $100 million. Yeah, we're going to sue him for that much money. So his little lifestyle is about to end. Keep in mind, the defamation lawsuit can carry up to 7 to 20 years, and you are definitely going to get hit with that, including cyber crimes because you did it online. So you're looking at maybe a 10 to 20 year prison sentence. So that's coming. Once we're done with him, we're going to move on to Mr. McAfee. He's the next in line. Mr. McAfee's an easy open and shut case. We have hardcore evidence of him counterfeiting a receipt, making a receipt. It looked like it was ours, which he signed my name to. I printed out a label to the United States Postal Service with our address attached to it, our name attached to it, to make it look like he ordered the product from our company. Took pictures of a thumbnail with his face next to the receipt. It's an open and shut. Also, too, you did mention my name when you did that whole Series C nonsense multiple times in the video, claiming that the very product that you had in hand was our product, which was not our product, saying that we were scams, we were rip-off artists, that we were stealing from people. I got your multiple videos making these statements about my company. And you're being sued for a great deal of money. So the fact that he tried about the house, unfortunately, buddy, they're taking your house. And everything else they can get their hands on, because, again, you're going to owe a considerable amount of money. And, yes, prison time will be involved in this, because you can consider you committed fraud against my company. What was in that product was not my product. It was black paint. And you went online, and mind you how bad this sounds in front of a judge. This individual made a fake receipt of my company, including in the corner you can show that you used a cube from Crystal Edge, which has a copyright sitting on top of it. So they're going to hit you with copyright violation, which means, again, you carry up to 20 years for touching one of those things. And you proceeded to make a fake receipt, put my name on it, print out a fake shipping label, put my name and address on it, and claim that you bought this from my company. Do you have any idea how much trouble you're in? Then took a picture of your face with the evidence, saying, here, I got it right here. Got that too. We also have, where we busted you and caught you, you can go in and see in the video where he went in and he tried to delete his videos to get rid of them, which we caught you in the act of trying to hide evidence. Because every more time we went back to recycle the page, videos started missing. One by one, till there was nothing on the page. We caught you hiding evidence. And then once you did this unboxing with this fake product that wasn't mine, you went on YouTube. And you did fake demonstrations against my company and say we're scammers, we're ripping people off, our products come up too dark, they're unwatchable. Mr. Williams, let me explain to you how bad, McAfee, how bad this is. They are requesting 50 years of your life. because this is a very serious charge. We can show a YouTube screenshot of people engaging on what you're doing against our company by making statements by saying, keep up the good work, thank you for the information. So it clearly shows that you are influencing people and telling them lies about my company that weren't true. Mr. McAfee, we are requesting a minimum of 50 years of your time. Because that's what's going to take to satisfy those lawyers at the end of the day that are filing these massive lawsuits. You have lawsuits are well over the $1 million mark for the massive fraud you committed against my business. On top of that, consider the fact that when you went in, previous video with Daniel McAfee, and that's not Daniel, or Daniel Rogers, or Danny Rogers, and continue to do these fake reviews against our product, against the Series C, making statements on a product that wasn't even ours, that our product was coming out too dark. Even though we had tons of testing underneath that product showing it works crystal clear, no problem whatsoever, you proceeded in on these lies. This is going to cost you. Sad to say, McAfee has kids, and very young kids at that, because again, I told you, when he came to our channel to try to make trouble for us, he left his Facebook page open. So did Jamie. They both left their Facebook page open, which allows us to make a duplicate copy of certain pages that we needed for court. You will grow up, McAfee, without your kids. Your kids will grow up, they will have a life that you will not know. And you can't blame me for this. You can't go, oh, well, it's his fault at the end of the day because he's the one who ruined my life because he filed charges against me for going in and attacking his company and doing false reviews on his products. That is, at the end of the day, his problem. It shouldn't be mine. No, it's not your problem because you did this to us. Did I know you, Mr. McAfee? No, I don't know you. I don't know anything about you at all whatsoever. But you viciously went out and attacked me. Now, why would this person just out of nowhere attack us? Someone told him that we were these people. That'd be Fernando. Which again will be charged with that nonsense also. You went out and told these people, Jamie, that I was this rip-off artist and scam artist. Now look at the situation that, gentlemen, you're in right now. You run the risk of losing your homes. You run the risk of spending years in the prison system, which is a place you definitely do not want to go, especially if you're not cut out for it. And judging by what you guys look like, you are not cut out for it at all, period. Trust me. You're going to lose everything in the process. And this ordeal is going to be an absolute nightmare. As I said, what's going to happen to you. And every person we prosecute on this mess, it's going to go back to Fernando, which again ain't going to mean jack because there's a 100% possibility that when they do reach that building and he is arrested, he's going to be shipped off to a third world country. Or even worse, they might put him in that Gator Alcatraz nightmare at the end of the day. That place is humane. But anyway, that's what's going to happen. And us, on the other hand, well, all that effort was for nothing. That whole entire ordeal was for absolutely nothing because my company landed some major contracts, some major help we need in advertising, which we do need more advertising of the technology, that allows our company to be able to be put on that level now. We got the help we needed. Let me see over here. This is for your city view. Is this a nice city view? It is. Oh, I like this one. I like the purple. I got this one. We got contracted. Our company, we're good. All our paperwork, I was able to get my license easy. Everything went through for my company. The Lord bless them from every single door we needed for our company. We got blessed on everything. The Lord opened up so many doors for us now. We got our technology got advanced. The Lord beefed our technology to the root that now we can just go anywhere we want with the screen and record. All our products advanced. And the Lord opened up doors for us. Oh, what's that document that took? We can move that document. I gotta have it. putting things in weird places. Make sure I know where they're at, because I know myself a little bit. I just thought about that documents. I'm like, where did you stick documents at? Got a bad habit of putting documents in jacked up places. Where is those documents? We need those. Can't be messing with those now. I just thought about that a few minutes ago. I was like, wait a minute, documents. Did I move documents? I gotta have it moving paperwork from A to B. Ah, man, I'm not seeing them up here. I'm not seeing them up here, which means I moved them somewhere jacked up. Hold on for a minute, people. I gotta find that paperwork. Where did I put it? Ah, I told you I put things in the weirdest places, man. Just me not thinking and just doing. Ugh, I got my documents right here. I think I need my license for this too. Then I'll probably request my license. Well, no, I got my license already because I went through City Hall to get the license. I got the vendor's license next. I'm getting one of those. But I'm happy. I'm happy that the Lord went in, seeked out these individuals. Now they're going to be brought to justice, so I'm happy about that. I'm also happy that our business got the much needed attention that it needed, which we needed really badly, and the Lord's opening up doors for that. I'm happy about that. I'm happy that we got wonderful customers at the end of the day who support our company and basically made it much more clear on what I need to do, and it's to make the technology available for everybody. I'm going to get ready today. I think tomorrow we're going to start building on the website. I think I got stuff loaded on there already. Yeah, we do got the screen. We got to go update all that stuff now because everything changed. We want to go do more testing on the screen. We got to do more of that and more this and that. You know, we're going to change the name of it. Copyrights and the patents and all that stuff will be coming through pretty soon, and we're getting ready for that. So yeah, we're going to be doing a lot of stuff with that technology. Oh, Saturday, right? Yeah, day is Saturday. Probably Saturday right now. Let me see. It's Saturday right now. All right, I'm heading back. So we're done. We're all taken care of. On our end, well, our company can go as far as it wants to go now. We're opening those doors for us. We're gonna make a lot of money off this technology. A lot of money. And meanwhile, these individuals, they're all going to jail. Every last one of them is going to be prosecuted in front of a judge. You're going to be sued and thrown in jail. That's your fate, gentlemen. We got our answer. So that's the end of that. Now, I got to come back in. I got more work I have to do. I want to finish working on my case over there. Just let me slip now. Finish working on this thing. I'm gonna pick me up some brushes today, getting all of the grooves and areas. Gotta reconcentrate on that, clean all that out again and again and again. And then I have to go out and start picking up the colors. I'm picking my colors up, my neon colors. So gotta get started on that. I can't get a big container of glow-in-the-dark paint. You can never find the big containers. I gotta paint all the things that glow in the dark. I already ordered the surface for the screen. We got the paint already under the table, ready to go. It's the new formula for the gamer, so that's already been designed. We get this thing ready to go. Ain't that right, Mr. Taco Paws? Mr. Taco Paws! Mr. Taco Paws! Right, whatever. The bipolar cat's my bipolar cat. That's it. We're done. And thank you for the customers that called in. They didn't mention anything about the screens. It just basically reminded me of dealing with customers. I like dealing with my customer base. We're still working on that whole overseas thing. I got to go back into the post office again today, see where we're at with this. Why are they making it so we can't track items down overseas? I don't know. So we got to go through all that again to figure out how to get that done. Once that's official, you'll see it pop up on the website. We're doing worldwide shipping again. So I got to go in a day and talk to somebody about that to get that done. So we can get that and get overseas shipping back to our overseas customers. But I do want to make this technology available for everybody. All right, got to go. Thank you for your time. I got to be back in here and finish up the rest of the work I got to do, and especially with this. Just go through a paint job tomorrow. Start putting in our different colors and which colors I want color coded, and then it goes back over to a glow-in-the-dark color code. I forgot the background has to be done in jet black. It has to be done in jet black. So I have to go get paint for that to begin the process on that. Whew. It's gonna be a crazy paint job, ain't it? I gotta order my fans too. I put my order in for my fans. I think I might put fans up top. I'm thinking about it. Doing a couple of fans up top. I got time. That's one of the beautiful things about being single. I can come home anytime I want to. No one goes, where you been? Where you been? That's one thing I like about it. I can work 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Don't make a difference. I ain't got nobody to answer to. I go home and just chill. Which I got to go get a real estate agency too, because at the end of the year I'm getting a new place. I'm about to upgrade and get a new place. Something much bigger. Technically, I need to get a building where I can work and live at the same time. That's what I definitely need. Because I work 24/7. That's what I'm working. I go back to the home front. Most likely I'm in VR or I'm on my machine. I'm working, uploading videos. So I need to really get a place that I can work at the same time. Let me see. Where's the top to this? We got a top to this. I keep throwing these things away and I need these tops. Every single time. These things are templates for me. I was going to use these fans, but I decided, I saw some fans on Amazon, the RGBs. I'm putting RGBs in. And you can run those without a PC, because I got the adapters to do it. Alright, here we go. We got it. I'm going to put, they got 5 fans that come with that kit for $20. And that way I can put those in. Oh, here's my pen. Wow. Can't believe I actually got that even Steven on both sides. I've been doing this for a while. I can tell that for a fact. Let me see. We don't need anything in the bottom because there's no airflow. Airflow in here. Do we need airflow? Fans are going to make it look nice. That's why I want the fans in there. Yeah, this is right there. So you can put 2 fans. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we get 4 fans with that one. So that should be covering the 4 fans for that one. Now, as I said before, that come end of the year, I told you that I got some pretty big bonuses coming in from my company, very large contracts coming in. I am going to bring in a legal team, a group of lawyers, individuals that are designed with some very nifty computer skills, and we're going to basically build a nice little kind of, I don't know, like nice little department. And these people are designed to deal with any form of problems we've had in the past. The individuals that will be the first ones to be prosecuted, you will be used as an example, which means they'll hit you with maximum of just about everything they could possibly think of to make sure you're going to be used as an example to anybody else who may choose to follow down the same path as these individuals. I do plan to build a website and post all court documents to the website because we can make it all public so everybody can read exactly what happened in those court cases between the individuals who got caught doing the nonsense that they were doing. So that way too, it's also too a nice warning to individuals who may want to decide that they want to take the same path as these individuals and they feel that they can't be found, they can't be contacted. Well, the IT boys, we're going to call them, we're bringing on board. That's their job. Their job is to find you. I don't care if you have a mass IP address. I don't care if you're using burner phones. I don't care if you're using fake Google accounts. They'll find your address. That's what their job is to do. Locate and figure out where you're at. So that way, mind you, they're legit. They're by the book. Just so you know. And know your information would not be put out for other people. It's nobody's business between us and the legal. That's all that's involved. You will receive a letter from the attorneys. Once the attorneys figure out where you're at, they write you a letter. We send it to your address, and then we tell you flat out you're being sued. We're not sending cease and desist orders. They don't exist for us anymore. We're not doing that. Straight out, you're being sued. All lawsuits start off at $1 million in federal court. Now, if you go out and you say, you may do a video and say, hey, I bought the product, I don't like it, that's freedom of speech. We don't touch on that. You have the right to say whatever you freaking want to say. But if you're going out making statements that we're scammers or rip-off artists or robbing, we're stealing from people, our screens coming too dark, anything within that category, you're getting sued. And like I said, all lawsuits start up at $1 million. If we find more videos, enough of them to prosecute, we're taking it to federal court where we can get somewhere in between 10 to 30 years. That's what we're going to request. So all that crying in court and talking about, well, I can't handle, I've seen all of it. We don't care about that. You are grown men, and if some of you are women which are out there doing this nonsense, you know the difference between right and wrong. So you get in that courtroom and you figure if you cry and shed some of those tears and that's going to help your case, it won't. That's the reason why I'm paying the money to bring this crew on. That's going to help me with this situation. My friend at the end of the day, when I explained to him the situation, he says even if you basically are a ghost, he'll still be able to track your whereabouts with no problem. So yeah, these people will find you. So you go ahead and use your fake accounts, all that nonsense to try to cause problems. All companies do this. Companies will bring people on board to protect their business. Because you got people out there who don't have common sense. And they think it's funny to go and carry on and act up to a business who's trying to basically do work at the end of the day to do dumb stuff. And they hire people to go in to fix those problems. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to bring a good security system, crew in that's going to protect our company from people who had carried on to the things they just did on our site. So again, as I said before, a stern warning so you know. Take it as a joke as you want. You'll see basically what's going to happen to these individuals, what they're going to go through, because they thought that they were going to get away with it. Even more importantly than having these individuals that are going to be designed to track down these individuals, keep in mind the best detective in the world is God. And he's the one that brought to attention every single one of the individuals who attacked their company. Mr. McAfee, we had no idea his real name. We already knew him by Soloway 5. Until Mr. McAfee came in and attacked my Facebook page. Now we know your full address, we know everything about you, we know you're in Flushington, Ohio, population 800, and my buddy said he can track you down within an hour. We know everything about you. I know your whole family, everything. Because we duplicated your Facebook page. You were born in 1989. Roughly make you in your late 30s. So we know everything there is about you. You have no idea at the end of the day, when somebody puts you in God's hands at the end of the day, the things and the dumb stuff that you would do get caught. That's how we found out his real name. Lord brought us to him. Without you, whatever's in the dark comes out into the light. I've mentioned this multiple times on camera, over and over again. You can't get away with anything on this planet. Especially if a Christian is going before his Lord and saying, Lord, I'm having problems with this individual. Can you let us find him? Can you bring him out into the light so we can see who he is? Will it bring you out in the light? Get this cut because I'm going to get the 120 millimeter RGBs. Okay, I was going to use those I had over there, but instead I'm going to put in these instead. I like these LED lights better. One of them they come with the controllers on them, which is actually fantastic. Man, the controllers are a pain in the neck to get. They're not in a pain in the neck to get, they're just expensive. They get expensive sometimes. This is my new display case that I'm building for our new gamer paint. No, sorry, gamer screens. Which again, I got to get back and I got to update. I got to add videos to my website, which I haven't had time to do. So I'll do all that tomorrow when I come in. I'm not recording any of that because that would take forever. And I got to be out to the museum. There's something I want to see over there. Man's over there worrying about, I'm not recording, he was worried about my videos. That's none of your business what I do in my videos. That's none of your business. Why are you so concerned or worry about videos that I post? It tells the difference between your life and mine. You're running around doing dumb stuff all day long. You ruin your life. I'm building an empire for my company so I can begin the process of investing technology back into Allentown. You're doing nothing with your life at all. Not a thing, nothing with life. And they're worrying about what I'm doing at the end of the day. That's none of your business. What you need to worry about right now is what you're about to go through on Monday morning and how you're going to have to explain yourself to legal about how you were stalking my company, sending half-naked pictures to our office and to my family members, and the simple fact that you were doxing and everything, our addresses. Just carrying on and acting up. Oh, even more, even worse, how you're not even a real minister. That you have gone on and you have taken money from people. You're running scams inside their building. Claiming to be a minister at the end of the day, a person who has a church. So you're going to have to deal with all that. Should put the pipe systems in this. All right, I'm out of here. Gotta be back in. I got work to do. Gotta go, people. That's basically about it. We got our answer. Everything we need to know. We're good. Lord gave us the answer. We got our everything we have to line up. We're going to do this meeting with these people. Get our company where it needs to be at, because that's what I'm about to do. And gentlemen, you're going to be sitting in the prison system. I'm going to Barbados. I'm going to go travel. I'm going to see the world a little bit. And I haven't had a vacation in years. And unfortunately, these guys are going to sit in the prison system. That's where they're going to be at. I'm moving this from why it's raining in it. I mean Mortal Kombat everything today. But hey, they got something good now. Check it out. I'm a fan of Mortal Kombat. Yep, I'm going to Barbados. I've always wanted to go to Barbados. And yes, if I'm going travel, I'm taking a bunch of people with me. I got my friends that I have within my circle, my bubble. And I'm going to be taking them out with me. I go on vacation, they go on vacation with me. So what about my job? I don't need your job. Quit your job. Work with me. Work with me at the end of the day. Where I go, out you go. Hey, we're going to Barbados. Want to go? Let's go. I can't wait. I'm going to be the coolest boss ever. I'm basically, my employees are going to be, I treat everybody nicely. But our employees, man, our employees are going to have such a great job, work environment. I can't wait. I cannot wait some of the things I'm going to be putting into, man, I'm going to get my apartment complex, but I'm going to have the money to get the apartment complex. I can't wait. I still got to go and show you people half the stuff. I got to send them an email out too and show them some of the stuff at work. I did a couple of promo demonstrations for them, so I'm going to be sending those out too. Man, I cannot wait to start this whole adventure. This is going to be beautiful for my company. Absolutely beautiful. Cannot wait. And thank you to those customers. Again, thank you to those customers. You just enlightened my mind what I really want to do, what I want to do. Yep. So now we got to restructure, rebuild the website, get it ready for this technology, what type of screens we're going to be putting on. Thank you to those customers at the end of the day, and thank you for your orders. We appreciate very much. We do. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm happy about it. How come it's hard to get stuff from Panson? I went through that with paint on screen. It is really hard to contact them. Now it's really hard to reach out to them. I was trying to get samples over here and do some demonstrations. We can't get nothing from them. Goose Screen's another one I'm having an issue with trying to get samples from. Guess I'll try again on Monday. We did them already. We already tested them. I need to test them against this stuff right here. So yeah, we're going to have to do that. Okay, people. I got an empire to build. I cannot wait to get this thing started. I can't wait to show them what we had. They're excited about our technology. I can't wait for us to come in and show them what we got. But I got a couple of promo demonstrations I did. I did the one where I walked around the park and I showed up everywhere. That demonstration is being sent over to them. And a couple other demonstrations where we send it over to them, showing what our products do, give them an idea of what we're doing. I'm also going to put in a business proposal about what we want to do with Allentown. We do want to invest our technology back into Allentown and put Allentown on the map. I do plan to put several large screens throughout Allentown using this technology right here at 250 inches. Because we had that experience with doing, so if we built one, we already know. And our projector setups for these are going to be under $500 to do them. It's going to be much cheaper than that, trust me. We're going to be nowhere near the $500 mark on this. Projectors I'm going to use for that are going to be cheap. We don't need to spend any money for expensive machines. Not necessary. Not needed. So we're going to have those 250, so I'll get a chance to show you where my screens will be at in through Allentown. I've been trying to get this one done. We tried to do it the first time we donate some screens so to get this on the mat. And you got to go through a lot of red tape, a lot of paperwork, got to know people at the end of the day. And the Lord blessed us to have all those doors opened up to meet all these different types of people. Excuse me. To get this advertisement, that's kind of where it goes. They have no idea how crazy this stuff is. The guy who walked in here, who saw it, he was amazed by it. And mind you, that was the director himself that came in and saw it. Not one of his representatives, the boss himself that came in and saw this technology. I had some people I was showing off the screens to down over at City Hall, and I guess it must have got back to him, and that's how we met. And I showed him some stuff on my phone about some of the stuff we're doing and working on, and he was blown away by it. He had to see it for himself. So he scheduled a meeting, he came here to the office and saw it for himself. And that's how we got in. He personally pushed the paperwork through so we can go through it and get in. So when I explained it to him, we're sitting there talking, powwowing a little bit. I said, man, the technology we can engineer down here is unbelievable. And he was thinking to himself, he said, man, he's got these stores over here. I can imagine the windows filled up with coffee and all that's advertising. Yeah, we can bring this place to life on so many levels. It's not even funny. The stuff that we can do. So they already know that our technology is an investment for the Allentown. City contracts, we're going to obtain school district contract. I know people work in the school district. Actually, I know a few people actually have a lot of power in the school district that can get us in those areas that we need to be at. They got all those white screens in there. We converted all that stuff over to black technology. None of those things will read perfectly in a fluid environment. Because we had places we had screens at. The carrying place, we had a screen down in that building, which we can show videos of using an ultra-short projector that we paid $140 something for. We can show that we're actually in that building. So yeah, we can operate anywhere we want with this stuff. And then we have the new stuff we have coming out pretty soon, which allow that screen to go anywhere it wants to go. So you know how much money you make off a school contract? That's just one school. Imagine one that covers the entire Lehigh Valley. How big a contract that is? That's a massive contract. That's worth millions of dollars alone just for that. And we haven't even hit the sport bars, the restaurants, the hotels, office buildings, movie theaters, all that. We haven't hit any of that yet. That's how large the scale is on the level of income our company and revenue is going to bring in. And we're going to take that technology, the money we earn, and what we engineer with new technology and push it back into Allentown so we can develop technology for everybody down here. So when I sent and told you that I can go to Barbados on a private jet, yeah, I can do that. So now I'm looking at private jets. Looking at how much money it would cost me to travel on a private jet, which is roughly about $5,000 a ticket. Yeah, it's crazy. But I've never been on one, so I want to check it out, see what it's like. So yeah. See if I can do a private jet. I'm going to pay for a few people to go with me. I got some people who work their 9-to-5 jobs. I'm retiring a lot of people. I got a lot of people I plan to retire. I like hanging out with them. And the first thing they tell me, I gotta get to work the next day. I got things I gotta pay for at the end of the day. Well, and to answer your question, yeah, you work for my company. At the end of the day, you're paid already from the door. So, yeah, if I'm going on vacation, I'm like, hey, pack it up, let's go, on vacation, blah 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 blah. That's basically about it. You working with me, at the end of the day, you know me, you're paid. That's it. You don't work anymore. I retire people at the end of the day. You don't work anymore. I plan to retire a lot of people. I got a lot of people planning to retire. They'll never ever work again. They don't want to, they don't got to. Because I've known them for years. These are people I had within my circle, my little bubble, at the end of the day. They will never work a job ever again. If they don't want to, it's up to them. If they want to do something and start a dream or whatever, I've been with them for years. I know everything about them. I'll invest in their dreams. I get 25% back. That's the rule. I have that 25% to make something off of it. So I get 25%, which is pretty much next to nothing, but still. Yep. Got programs I'm going to start. All these different programs, which I know a lot of people at City Hall, so I know who to go to, what branch to go to. Hey, look, I need to start this or start that. Do you need donations to help with this or that? We can help you with all that. And we plan to donate a lot of our money back into Allentown to build Allentown up. There's a lot of stuff down here I want to work on. There's a lot of stuff I want to add down there. I was talking to my sister the other day, like, it'd be cool if they had this. It'd be cool if they had one of those. I definitely want to invest the money in there's a lot of stuff I want to put money into. There's a lot of stuff. And on top of that, I know zoning. See, everything is meant to be. That's why. It was meant for us, for you to contact zoning to try to make trouble for me so I can end up meeting the people in zoning to get information on how the city functions and how it works, because the Lord had plans to bless us with the technology that could read through sunlight. It was meant for me for me to go to City Hall. It was meant for me. I went to City Hall because of the whole zoning thing. That's why. Because they tried to make trouble for this guy. They tried to have his building taken from him. And they put a whole bunch of lies about him. So the Lord blessed for him to have his building registered now, because he didn't have it registered, but now it is registered. And now his building is legit. He got that blessing from that. And then turn around, I got a chance to meet a whole lot of people down there at City Hall I never knew before. And these people helped me out with my technology and opened up doors for us to be able to get what we had to get done. So even through your curses through Satan, it turned out to be blessings for us. It turned out to be a curse for you and a blessing for us. See how that works? Are you a curse a Christian? Or you'll curse somebody at the end of the day using Satan, doing evil acts, and turn around, those curses turn into blessings for us, but they turn into worse curses for you. That's really what you do. You cursed yourself. So now, I was able to meet all these people, and I take advantage of everything. If I get information that I can learn, I learn as much as I possibly can. And that's what I did. I educated myself in zoning. So now, we have that ability where we're going to be working with City Hall. Hopefully I get a chance to talk to the mayor again. He's a really cool person, a real nice person. Get a chance to reach out with him and talk about some of the projects I want to do for Allentown with our company. Investing in us, we're investing back into Allentown. That's where I want to do it. So that basically, on some of the cool projects we want to work on, we want to pay for, we can get all kinds of clearances going to get it done. This is going to help out the community big time. There's so much stuff I want to put down here, it's not even funny. Yeah, because we're doing some pretty cool stuff too. We got some nice stuff down here, right? Some pretty cool places and things I want to do down here. Definitely. We don't have a chess club. Is there a chess club down here? This is stuff I need to research. Chess clubs, stuff like that. I want a lot of programs, especially for the youth. A lot of programs. A lot of places they can go to. They have tons of, down here, Allentown treats their people very well. They have a lot of free lunch programs. They literally had these huge barbecues in the city. It's like 3 or 4 blocks. And when I first saw I was like, wow, that's incredible. They have these things where they have for kids, if they don't have a book bag, if you don't have lunch or whatever, they take care of you down here. So they had these huge barbecues where parents would come in and get the kids book bags and jackets and coats and everything they would need. Everything they would need. And they had these fantastic barbecues. All the food was free. They do that from block to block to block for the people here. I want to be a part of that. How do we get involved in that? So we're involved in a lot of programs. I want to take kids to see the arts. They should. Take them out of the inner cities. Take them out to see the art. Get them all dressed in their suits and stuff. Get a limousine to go pick them up. I think it's going to be pretty sick. Get them all dressed up, have it look all classy and everything. We'll go see an opera. Art museum. They got to see art museum. This is stuff that at the end of the day, you never know what you're going to trigger off in a child's mind that's going to allow them to become the next inventor. You got to feed that important information to them. So, yep, that's what I want to do. And I definitely want to introduce them to retro games. So they got to know about retro games. I'm definitely putting, there's a couple of retro gamers down, the retro game setup, but I want to put in a retro game setup of our own. Mind you, we do all the technology for that. So we're going to have a ball with that. We build our own computers. We're going to go and put a bunch of retro old games in there. A retro system, arcade machines. We're going to actually have arcades up here too. So we might put an arcade up here while we're at it. Arcade machines. I want a class upstairs for basically on building, modifying machines and computers and stuff like that. Definitely want to put in places that can go in and get access to technology, VR systems, all that stuff. I want to put all that stuff up there for them. So they're going to have a ball. Kids that like to work on cars and all that stuff. Yeah, I know a ton of mechanics down here. I think at the end of the day, like, hey, look, if we get this program, we can teach kids about cars and vehicles and all that stuff. So be it. We'll pay for it. That's what I'm doing with my money at the end of the day. Every once in a while, I'll take a trip. I'll go to Barbados. Every once in a while, I'll take a trip. I'll go to Bahamas or whatever, so and so and so. But the majority of both of my money is going in to help other people out. And I think that'd be fantastic. Have a kid dress them little overalls, little grease on them, teach them how to work on their car and how to work on it. You never know what that's going to turn into for them. They can start their own business from there. And what I want to do is I also want to not only teach them the side of how to work on the cars, but I want to teach them the business part of it all. Accounting and all that stuff, word spreadsheets, how to run an actual company. So that means they got like 20 years of experience under their belt before they leave out the door. That's what I'm doing. I want to educate the youth that have a talent and gift, but they have experience level before they leave that house. That's the way I'm going to push it for the youth. So, anything we need, we'll have a suggestion box. What would you like? Right there. I want to introduce them to classical music. I want to introduce them to art, all that stuff. This is stuff that basically you never know what you're sparking off in a child that can create the next inventor for the next technology for the future. That's really, the future is where the kids are at. It definitely is. Yep. But these video games, being stuck on these machines, and that's not going to do it. Gaming is fun, it is. But to have a kid on a gaming system every time you turn around. My sister has her kids at the end of the day, they have to read books. They got to read a certain amount of books before they can play on that game system. So much time they got put in. And now it's got to the point, they read more books than they game. So there's nothing wrong with gaming. There's nothing wrong at all. But for the kids to consume 100% of the time into a machine is not good at all. The VR systems that we hook upstairs, something like that, they get certain timers on it. They can't be on those machines all day. Got to do something else with it. I think I'm going to put that book program in there too. You want to read, you want to use machines? Read a book. So you want to operate the machines, you read a book. And so many chapters from the book, you got access to the machine. For a short amount of time. You want them on there all day long. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff. Fitness programs, I definitely want them because a lot of kids are freaking overweight and need to go to a fitness program. So fitness programs should be fun. That I definitely want to do. So yeah, wear our own t-shirts, hats, all that stuff at the end of the day, hoodies, coats, jackets, whatever. I'll pay for all that stuff. That'll be fun. So yeah, I think it'd be pretty cool. Teach them how to run a business, the whole 9 yards, everything. They'll get skills right there. They'll have 20 years experience. So we hire people who have these skills, and these skills will go and help these kids at the end of the day. So that's how you do it, people, at the end of the day. That's how you invest back into your community. This one guy, I forgot, he's Puerto Rican, he's a famous singer. I can't remember his name. This guy's invested $180 million back into his people. That's what I'm talking about. Much respect on that. That money can be used for something else. Definitely for something else. You got like the homeless population down here. That can easily be fixed. It takes time, but it can be fixed. They need to know that there's places they can go to. My sister's part of a church. They give out all kinds of donations. Matter of fact, this Saturday they're having something where they're doing something to help out. Every Saturday, I go up there. Well, I went to the first Saturday, see what it's like. They give out donations to help people. Real beautiful church. I'm definitely pumping a lot of money through there. Buy all brand new stuff, put it in the thrift stores. So I got this place with dollar days. They have a lot of nice clothing up there. You get it for bulk. I'm gonna buy a lot of stuff from there. Mind, we get tax write-offs on all this stuff, but we don't need tax write-offs. We're ready to get tax write-off for it. I got plenty enough money the Lord's gonna bless us with. So we take the tax write-off and we just send it back to them because we don't need it. We can go to a soup kitchen. We can go any place. We don't need it. So we're gonna buy bulks of clothing from companies who sell wholesale, and we're going to push those jackets, hoodies, gloves, socks, whatever, right back into these particular units that need stuff to help the homeless people. No one should be going hungry ever. It just shouldn't be. In the world's richest country. How are people starving to death? How are people going hungry? How do people not have anything to eat? How much food we produce and we throw away? How's it even possible? So yeah. I want programs. There's a lot of programs up here for kids can come and eat at the end of the day. I want more. So we're funding all that. And that's the plan I'm pushing to them when I talk to them. That what we're planning to do is push our technology back into Allentown. Hopefully other cities will pick up on the same thing we're doing and it'll spread. So yeah, you see people out there got nothing to eat, what's probably giving them $1? You can get $1 back. They can't get $1. It's hard for them to get $1. So I just carry money on me all the time because I never know I'm bumping into somebody who didn't eat that day. And if it's my last, they get it because I can always get more. So I got a lot of programs for people. I'm going to get a lot of these people off the street. I'm going to get them with Christ at the end of the day. Get them chase those demons away that keep them in these drugs, to keep them in this process that they're in, this never-ending loop they're trapped in. They think they can't get out. We'll give them a way out of it. Give them, I'm vested. I'm looking at an area over those hills. I'm staring at those hills for the longest time. I'm just thinking about something about the hills. There's property on the other side of the hills. There's land out there on the side of the hills. We're going to obtain that land. And that land is going to be converted into a nice tiny home. I don't want anything too small. We don't want it to like extra tiny. I want something like a good size, but not too big. And I want something where we have a program where we can get people cleaned up, get them off the street. Of course, the Lord is very important in this, because that's how you fight those demons at the end of the day, and get them into the workforce. Since we have all this, we have at the end of the day that we're working on these different projects, we can easily get them jobs anywhere. So now they're in a program, they're getting clean, they're finding Christ, they're basically have a job that they can go to every single day, and they got a home that comes free. We give it to them for free. All the homes are solar powered. That's what I've been studying, solar and studying all this stuff, and hydroelectric energy and all that stuff, and studying all that stuff, because it's going to be used for a purpose for what I need it for. So that means they have no utilities. I can give them free internet all day long. That doesn't cost my company anything. All that stuff is tax write-off for us. So we give them free internet. So now they got a home to call their own. It's their home. It belongs to them. They're not renting it. It's actually their property. We sign it over to them. There's no mortgage payment. There's nothing at all. At all. It's just theirs. It's their home. We pay taxes on the land, so they don't have to pay taxes. So how hard is that to do? You make millions and millions and millions of dollars, and you can't do this because of greed. That's why. And they got to have 47 cars that cost $500,000, and they got to be draped in tons and tons of jewelry. I spent $10 million for this. I spent $20 million for this. I spent $100 million for this. You're thinking if you want to spend your money that way. I'd rather spend my money where helping people out. That's what I'm gonna do with my money. I'm gonna give it right back to the people. So I don't need all that. We got cars ripping up and down the street. They need a racetrack. If people want to go up there and show your machines off at the end of the day, we're on a racetrack, we put a racetrack. There's land out here to put those racetracks at. and sound barrier the wall. So basically, when the sound travels anywhere else, you can do all that stuff at the end of the day. Put a racetrack up there. Now they got someplace they can go to up there, and they can race those cars up there. Have paramedics on standby. You get paid for all that. It's in case anything happens at the end of the day. And that brings revenue back into the city. Because now you got a bunch of these hot rod races, instead of ripping and riding up and down the street, put other people's life in danger, they got an official track that they can go through. They can get, basically, we can set it up where we can have t-shirts, merch, all that, and make money out of it. Got a fancy car in the day, got something really nice in the day, put in, we have competitions. You can earn money. Go out there and show that you got the best vehicle. Your vehicle basically gets a little popularity with the internet cameras out there, drones recording all that. That goes online. That basically brings up a fan base at the end of the day. They get a little internet fame off those machines that they design and build and whatever. And then we get to do the insight where we go in and do the reviews about what the kind of machines they're using and blah, 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 and all that. And learn the history behind the person who basically races these cars. That takes all those hot rods that are out there running up and down the street that can potentially cause car accidents and kill people, and put them in a place where they've been in. You want to show off your vehicle's speed? You want to show off your vehicle's power? You go there and you do it. Get your car on the map. Get some credibility for your work at the end of the day. Get pride for the machine you built and the machine you put together. Or what you raced or what you bought. Right out there. That keeps them off the street. That's a place where they can go to. They got a meeting ground where they're all going to show up. They're going to go there, trust me. Vendors can go out there and make money now. Because vendors can go out, put your vendors out, where you can sell t-shirts, food, whatever. There's going to be people out there to see those machines race back and forth. So guess what? You're going to make money too. Everybody makes money. Fix a problem, bring out a solution, it's money back to the city. See? That easy. But if you're thinking about all the money you're going to make, it's going to be about me, then it doesn't go anywhere. My lifestyle base is going to be simple. It ain't going to be that at the end of the day. That's not me. I can't see myself being that high up off the ground anyway. Simple and plain. 200 acres, that's enough room for me to play around for what the kind of stuff I want to do and design. Nice big old barn. I want it run down, by the way. I don't want it already fixed up. I want to be able to build and work on this with my own hands. That's what I want to fix her up with. I like that kind of stuff. And pretty much my giant telescope and I'm going to get a chair that points to the sunset, and I'm going to have a giant frame. This will be my TV right there. I look off into the sunset while I enjoy a cup of hot tea or maybe a ham sandwich. That's pretty much for me. I don't need expensive like some people that have 30,000 pair of Air Jordans. I don't even wear Air Jordans anymore. I like a pair of old-fashioned pair of Skechers, or I don't even got to be name brand. I like unnamed brand sneakers. I really do. I like them. There's something different. Like everybody doesn't have that. That's what I like. I like hiking boots the most. Some hiking boots. I want to spend over $50 a pair of hiking boots. I refuse to. $50 is all spent. That's the thing I spent for my sneakers. $50 is my mark. Cargos. Most I spent for cargos is $40. That's it. I don't even like to spend that. And I like to wear t-shirts all the time, so that's why I wear t-shirts. Bulky hoodies, a couple of jackets. That's it. I don't spend money for clothes. My budget for clothes is probably about $300, and that's for the whole year. And I change out my boots most likely, probably roughly, because I'm hard on myself. I walk around a lot and I trash myself pretty good. I get a good pair, I spend the money for a good pair, maybe over $100 for a good pair, and that'll last me for a couple months. So I have to change out my boots probably roughly to the end of the winter. It should last me to the end of the winter, hopefully. I wear down the hill, I walk a lot. Other than that, yeah. So going to need to spend money for jewelry and fancy watches and all that stuff, because I got to go online, I got to show off drip, because at the end of the day I got to show people I'm making this money. I couldn't care less about that. I need watches. I don't even wear watches. It is. Got your phone around me. It's my time right there. Basic, simple, to the point. Fancy restaurants and stuff, I might choose a place once. That's basically about it. But technically, to tell you the truth, I'd just go across the street and just get something from a mom and pops, just get a cheapsteak. That's pretty much what I like. I'm a winter hole at the end of the day. I don't care about fancy food at the end of the day. It's not me. That's pretty much it. Buying a whole lot of toys, but I like toys. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It's really expensive. I like to have it. So what do I do with that much money? Push it back in the community. That's what I do. I don't need it. Lord provides everything we need. Anything we need for our companies is all taken care of. It's all taken care of by God. So make $100 million. We figure out how we take some of that, we stick that back into the community. Get contracts and start putting buildings into where we want the buildings at, and start putting stuff in. There's no AMSR environments in here. We need an AMSR environment. People stress out a lot. And parking, good gracious. Parking is a freaking nightmare now in town. I want to put in dollar parking. It costs $1. Park all day. Isn't that freaking cool? So you know how cheap $1 is? $1 free parking. They got to ruffle the people want to charge all this money because they know that the more populated the Allentown becomes, there's less places you can park at. So they charge money for parking a lot. Imagine if you had parking for $1. You park your car in a parking garage for $1. Anybody can afford that. Will we lose money in that? No, you won't. Wouldn't that be nice? I think that'd be fantastic. So I got a lot of ideas I'm going to do. But you have to understand, we don't lose any money. God controls our company. So the more we do, the more we get blessed. We'll have more money than we know what to do with. So the naysayers hate this. They do, because you know why? You serve Satan. Because Satan doesn't like it. Satan can't stand it. You know why? Because Satan can't stand the fact that I was the man that basically followed him and now I follow God. And at the end of the day, that everything that we do, everything that we invest money into, everything we do basically glorifies our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And he will get full credit for everything we do. And Satan hates it when you glorify God. And that's the reason why you guys are mad at us. Because the devil's in you. That's why. The devil doesn't like us. You don't like us. Because the devil is in you. But you got bigger problems than that. You can hate me all you want. You can't touch me. I'm covered in blood. I'm protected by Christ. You can't touch me. As you can see, the business is blowing. It's going to be going through the roof. No. You got bigger problems. That demon that's speaking into your ear every single day to tell you to do evil things has got big plans for you. And he's going to take you off this earth one way or another. That's what you got to worry about. Can you imagine the very thing that's whispering in your ear, telling you to do evil things, is the very thing that's going to try to kill you? You don't think about that on that level, do you? Next time you're in a car, your little road rage kick in, you let that keep festering, because he'll fester it as much as he possibly can. He'll fan the flames as much as he can. That's why if I get upset about something, I stop and I start praying, because I know what he is. I start praying because I know he has to run, he has to leave. I know he's next to me when I get upset and I get angry, because he comes in that fast. It's like, no, I've been down this one before. We did this one before. I'm good. I'm going to pray and put this in God's hands. That's what I do. I put it in God's hand, and he leaves. I go back and everything back to normal, serve the Lord, do whatever you do. Some people, you don't put it in God's hands. You hold on to it, and that's what he likes. If you hold on to it, it keeps coming back in, and he keeps feeding you, keeps bringing back the memory over and over again and again and again and again and again. But you get to a point where you just basically snap. Go on, grab a gun, and you kill that person. Now you're sitting up in the prison system right now. And now he's got you where he wants you. He took you out of an area where he got a higher chance of getting rid of you. Because in there, he can kill you very easily. There's plenty of people in there that he can use at the point in your direction to get rid of you. The whole object is to kill you. Because if he doesn't kill you, then you run the risk of ending into me. You could end up getting saved, become a Christian at the end of the day. When you become a Christian, he'll lose you. Like, oh man, I put in all that work at the end of the day for him to become a Christian. I can't touch him. I can't get near him. Yeah, them angels are around him. I'm not going near him. Look at the angels he's got to go in. I'm not going anywhere near him. But I'm going to try to get other people to get near him. Maybe I can use them to get, because that's his whole plan for the story, is to try to get you close enough to me to get me to do something that's going to cause me to lose my salvation. And he used you to do it. And this is why you're paying for the results of serving Satan. This is why you're going to be going through prison systems. This is why you're going to be losing the shirt off your back, because you listen to the devil. Now, can that problem be fixed? Yeah. You've got to find God. That's how that problem gets fixed. You find God. I went out and I served the devil. I played this game. I got a 10-year prison sentence out of it. Got a 10-year prison sentence out of it. I had an option when my crossroad came up. I can take that Bible and I can run and pick up my cross and run with Jesus, or I can listen to that demon that was talking to me in that next jail cell and go out and do the devil's work. Continue on, and he'll finish that job sooner or later. Because I will probably bump into the wrong person that will probably cut my throat. Now I'll be going over to the next life, not saved, not a Christian man, nothing whatsoever, and I'll be burning in purgatory forever. No way to get out of that situation. No outlet. I'm just in there for life, forever, to burn with that demon. So I chose the Bible, because I saw the light when I was in there. I figured I was following this guy all the time. Look where he got me. I'm in a prison cell. Look at that, 48 years in jail. That's where Satan got me. Listening to him, puffing my head up, telling me things I shouldn't be doing, and going out and doing those things. Listen to him. This is where I'm at. Yeah, I'm sitting in a prison cell. Gee whiz Louise. How the world did I mess my life up this bad? A lot to think about when you're sitting in those units. You're in a cage. You realize how jacked up that is. The process of that. You are in a cage. You can't go anywhere. You're free, but technically you're not free. That's what's the messed up process with all. That's what these guys are going to realize. You at one point, you had freedom. At one point, you can get up and walk to the store, and you can go do this, and go do that, and go that, and you're literally in a cage. You don't have any more rights anymore. You have no rights at all. That process, when that sinks in, that's pretty bad. And guess who got you there? Jolly old Satan got you in there. Yep. The guy was whispering in your ear and telling you all that stuff. That's it. And of course, he's mad at us, so anything we're about to do to glorify God makes him upset, makes him furious. Because he knows this is the opportunity for us to save more people and to take more people away from him and introduce them to Christ. And that's what he hates. So you're going to anticipating some dumb nonsense at the end of the day. One, listen to Satan, whose big plan from the door was just to take me down, so that way he can get back what he invested into. And he used you in the process, which again, now he's going to collect off you if you don't get your acts together. And nothing happened to me, because I serve God. And the sad thing about all this is these individuals will get angry over what I just said and try to figure out new ways to try to attack me, which again, nothing's going to happen to me. It's going to just happen to you. Think about the large scope here. You see, now mind you, if we had that much evidence in front of us, do you want to judge seeing that stuff? Judge will snap if you basically run through a red light. That's one ticket. And they'd be like, yeah, but so and so and so. Do you have any idea what we have in these folders on these guys? The amount of evidence we have? If a judge sees that stuff, the judge is the one who decides how much time you will get in the system. When I try to explain this to people from a person who's been inside before, they send you to a year, you're still a death sentence. These places are that violent. What you see on TV is nothing. I've been in there. These places are violent. There are people who don't go up, be on the bus, and you don't see them the whole day. Because chances are they bumped into the wrong people and they got murdered. A lot of stuff can happen when you're in there with your bunk. Stuff can go wrong. A lot of stuff can happen out in the yard. A lot of stuff can happen in the showers. It can happen in the lunchroom. It can happen in the hallways. It can happen anywhere. Anyway, that's him right now contacting us. We know because this number comes up. So my phone has a firmware in it. So basically when he calls, his real number pops up. Williams, you'll learn something. I told you, Williams says they serve the devil. All day long they serve Satan. That's what they do. And right now, he's terrified. There's nothing he can do. He's going to go through this process. Monday morning, they're going to reach out to him, and he's going to jail. So he's been there already. We know that for a fact he's been there already. We did a background check on him. Williams has been locked up before. Can't tell you what he was locked up for, but he was locked up. Anyway, as I said before, that place is very, very real. Very real. Very real. There's some people who don't make it off the bus. They don't make it. People get stabbed up, they get robbed, they get raped. All kinds of stuff goes on in there. You'll hear it. They'll hear it when they're in there. There are people getting raped. All kinds of stuff that goes on in there. You can be sitting out there 1 minute, reading a book, and next thing you know, you watch somebody get beaten to death. Blood all over the place. Violent, a very violent environment. Anything can trigger off anybody. You can look at somebody, you glance at somebody, they'll take that as a threat. They're going to come over to you, they're going to have a conversation with you. They're not going to hold anything back whatsoever. Lunchtime, that's what you have to worry about the most. Lunch is what you're going to worry most, because for them, that's free food. If you're not going to fight me back, and you got food on your plate, you're not going to fight me back, that's an extra biscuit for me. That's extra food for me. I can take off your plate. So the first thing to do is walk over and grab something off your plate. See what you do. You don't fight them back. They're going to do it every single day. And if they do it every single day, other inmates are going to see the same thing too, and they're going to take off your plate. What are you going to do? Snitch? You don't want to do that. You don't be going around telling you turn on being a snitch and have a problem on your hands. Snitches don't do well in a place like that. And you're going to be tested every single day. You're going to be tested. I have that problem there? No. I got that problem there. I told you, I got heavy ties in my family. I got a lot of heavy ties in my family. These are the same people that Mr. Fernando called up on a YouTube live stream. Where I hate to say this, Fernando, but maybe being to a third world country may be the best thing for you right now. Because again, as I said before, you mentioned some people at the end of the day. I told you, everybody's got them in their family. Well, not everybody. We already know the people you have, certain people in your family are about that life at the end of the day. Those individuals, and those are the people he brought up. So, yeah. But anyway, leave that alone. But anyway, yeah. If you don't make it on that first day. Some people, they know already from the door. When you go up there and you find snacks on your bed, don't touch them. Anything you find, cigarettes, anything on your bunk, don't touch it. You didn't put it there, don't touch it. So that means if you eat that stuff and use that stuff, you owe somebody. So a lot of things can go wrong. Where you walk at, certain areas you can't walk at, because basically those areas belong to other people. Walking in between people, that'll get you hurt pretty bad. Talking too much about your crimes, yeah, that'll get you in trouble. There's a lot of things can go wrong in that place. A lot of things can go wrong. Or people just can be potentially out you because you're opportunity. You're new. You have no ties with those gangs or anything in there whatsoever. You don't belong to anybody in there whatsoever. You're just free game at the end of the day. So they're going to figure out how to exploit you. Got care packages coming in? Hey, that's an opportunity for me to get free food or whatever I need. Next time you talk to them, tell them you need cigarettes. You got money at the end of the day? You got nothing else in it? I can extort you for money. You want to stay alive in this place? Or are you going to put a certain amount of money on my books? It's all opportunity in there. Once in a rare, extremely rare, you're probably going to bump into somebody who has good intentions. But most people are in there just trying to get what they can get. Lawyers do well on there because if a lawyer goes in, a lawyer knows the law. He knows something that the inmate doesn't know. When the inmate gets those documents coming, he can't understand the document, some of it, but not enough to fight his case, his own case. And a lawyer comes in handy. So a lawyer does well in there. Because again, you need this, you need that. I'll take care of it. All we need you to do is just basically just read over the stuff, help me prepare my case. There you go. You got a skill that they can use. So it's not to scare you, gentlemen, at the end of the day. It's actually a real thing. So you go through that system at the end of the day, you better man up. You better not put your head down. Don't cry at the end of the day. You're going to have to, because they're going to read you a mile away. And they're going to look at this and they're like, oh, he's trying to frighten you. And nobody's trying to frighten you. It is what it is. This ain't a movie when you're walking. That's real life. There's real life in there. I mean, some of that stuff is so petty. I mean, petty. If they know you're getting out and they tell you, don't tell people, let them know you're getting out. Because people do something to sabotage you to make sure you stay in there. Let's start fights. You know, when you get fought, you get rid up. They writing you up. And they make it look like they're all team up. Like, yeah, he started the whole entire thing. Yeah, they'll all kinds of keep in to get you more time. Or they might kill you before you get out. Because this happened to people. People were killed before they got out. I think it was something about somebody was supposed to be getting out, and they stabbed the person to death. So you best don't tell anybody anything. Mine happened off guard because I didn't know I was getting out. I know I did my 8 years and 9 months. So I figured I had a little more time to go, a couple of more years. That's basically about it. I'm a free man. But I'm not telling anybody about that because they don't need to know. All I know is that I know that I'm going to get out. I learned enough once I was in there, all the rules and regulations and stuff. I learned all this stuff because I lived there for about 8 years of my life, 8 years and 9 months of my life. So I learned a lot of stuff while I was in there. But I didn't even know I was getting discharged. It never came up. I was leaving that day. I never forget the day I came in. Just like a normal everyday thing. Do this, you do that, blah, 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 blah. Same old rundown every single day, every single day, every single day. I had no idea. That was my last day there. Never knew it. So the guy came and said, pack it up. And I was like, pack it up. I'm thinking of transferring me to another place, maybe another facility, maybe something screwed up in court or whatever, maybe get charged for this or charge them, maybe they found something. I don't know. I'm brain racing at 100 miles an hour. I'm going up. They're transporting me someplace else. And I said, where they transport me to? He said, transport to you going home. But by then, they couldn't do anything. I was on my way out. I just went in and basically packed everything I got, walked out the door, walked with an officer. Oh, I'll never forget as long as I live. Walked with an officer down to where they take you to the section where they give you back my stuff that I hadn't seen in years, my clothing, all that stuff. It's just a wild experience. Because one minute you walk into this place every single day for 8 some years and some change, and next you know you're on the outside of this building. You're like, what the freak? You're trying to process this at the end of the day, like with the little AOL processor. I'm like, I'm on the outside of the building. I'm on the outside of the building. I'm actually free. That's a freaking, it's a crazy experience to go through in your mind. You're touching the grass, you're touching the tree. Somebody across the street, look at that tree hugger over there. I'd be happy to hug a tree, man. You know, last time I touched a tree, I ain't touched a tree in like 8 freaking years. Nothing. I didn't touch the grass, none of that, all period. I was putting my hands in the dirt and the trees and smelling the leaves and everything. I thought I was high as a kite. No, I was appreciating life. I was out of that thing. But that whole walkthrough process, I'll never forget that walkthrough process. I was on the outside, I was going home. Got my stuff and everything. By the time I went through the gate and came out, my people were already out there waiting for me. So they must have knew before I knew. Got in the vehicle and went to McDonald's because they asked me, what do you want to eat? I said, I want McDonald's. I said, man, I got a hamburger, cheeseburger, orange soda, milkshake, apple pie, and french fries. I ain't say a word. I was tearing that food up. Man, looking out the window, looking at everything changed. Yeah, it was crazy. I was in there so long that when I came out, the Liberty buildings were built. When I went in, there were no Liberty buildings. It was just the tallest building was William Penn. That's how long I was in there. William Penn was the tallest building down in Philadelphia. So when I got out, I saw the entire skyline change. I was like, wow, like really freaking huge. The buildings didn't look real space age. It was crazy. We had these giant tall buildings, you know, everything changed. Yeah, it was crazy. Go home and see your family, go through the whole thing and all that. Make that decision. I'm cutting all these jokers off there. I got in trouble with cutting all of them. Doing what we're doing with all that, doing with that. Made my promise to God. I said the day I get out, the first Sunday I'm getting baptized. Got baptized on the first Sunday. But I do remember when I came in, saw my people, saw my family, the whole 9 yards you go through, and I went upstairs and I shut the closet door and sat in the dark. No noise. Nothing. Do you have any idea how much money that's worth? There's absolutely no freaking noise. Every freaking day, the slamming of those doors again and again and again and again and again, the yelling, the screaming, the crying, the whatever the heck is going on in themselves. You hear it. There's no nothing there blocking that. It's a cell, for goodness sakes. You stick your hands out the door. You can hear everything in the cell here and the cell here. So, you can hear all that. Somebody's getting raped, you can hear that. Someone's being stabbed or beaten to death, you can hear that. Yeah. All that crap, you can hear that. By the time the guards get there, pretty much the person, they're fighting in there, or pretty much somebody's getting raped, somebody's beating on somebody. It's craziness. Constant noise. Every freaking day. They drive you mad. Not for that Bible, I wouldn't have made it. Went for that Bible, went for that constant prayer of connecting with God, I wouldn't have made it. I'd have lost my mind in that place. And then to be to go in that closet and shut that door and hear absolutely nothing. Oh man, that's the best thing I ever heard in my entire life. Nothing. It rains, you don't rush to get out of it. You take your time and walk through it. You remember at one point you couldn't feel that. Remember sticking your fingers, trying to stick your fingers out there so you can feel that rain hit your hand. Yep. All that you take for granted. And that's what you gentlemen did today. You took your life for granted. Come Monday morning, everything's going to change for you. You got a lot to think about. You got to start. You got to find God. You got to find Him quick. The next couple, Monday and the next couple of weeks, things are going to change for some people dramatically. Okay, that's basically about me right there. I got a crazy day. All right, I'm out. See y'all, all people. I gotta go. I gotta go start my life. I got things I gotta do, and I got a lot of people that I want to help out. A lot of things I want to do. And those of you want to follow Satan, and you this what I do at the end of the day makes you angry, make you upset. You remember who's having that conversation with you. You ever seen the movie The Exorcist? That terrified the daylights out of you, right? To see that little girl like that? That was a true story. You know that, right? They named the guy actually. The demon actually said who he was. He actually mentions his name. I would never pronounce it, ever. But anyway, he did pronounce who he was. But anyway, do you remember how horrible that looked at in the day? That's what you're dealing with. That's what whispers in your ear. That's what has a conversation, which that would tell you to do evil things. That's what you have to decide. What is watching you when you sleep? That's what you're dealing with. Does that look like somebody that's trying to be your friend at the end of the day? That has an interest on basically of being your best friend and saying the best thing to happen to your life? That's what you entertain. All right, well, that being said, gotta go.